Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to try something a little different. Well, it's not a lot different, but we're going to use some coreana chain. I've never used it before, so hopefully this will work the way I want it to. Let's turn down and see. Okay, so what I have here is this little package of coreana chain. I got this from Bead Box Bargains, and I have some of these little crimps are, you're supposed to just be able to put it on and then push this little button up in and it will crimp. And then I've got this little bead package that I won from a SoftFlex Company. Well, I think it was just a support our small business kind of thing, because this is one of their packages. I'm going to put these little blue pearls aside. I don't want to use those, but I will want them for something else later, so maybe I'll just tuck them right here. So what I was thinking we could do is take one of these big orange beads here and put it in the middle of our necklace. Put this other one back in here because we only want the one. And then I'm going to get a couple of these open. Either side. And then we have some various orange beads in here that we can use to accent this these orange. We only have one of these little guys, so we can't use that one. Same with this. So let's put those back in the bag. We've got one of these marguerites on here already. And then the question is, do we want to try putting one of these little guys on as well? So this is going to be a real simple little necklace. What I'm going to do is we're going to take our coreana chain. Like I said, I've never used this before, so hopefully this will work the way I want it to. And we're just going to string these beads on here. Now I probably want to get some spacers because I have a thing for spacers, you know me. So, what I think I want to do though is put one of these little guys on first. See how these work. Like I said, I've never used them. I've never used this kind of chain, let alone these little guys. So we'll put that through. Oop. Then we'll string our little beads. Now I do need to find some little gold spacers, so let's do that and I'll be right back. So I've got a couple of double spacers here, and I just want 2 of those, and then we'll use these little guys for the rest of the stuff we're going to do here. But what I'm thinking is oops. Come on, go through there. And now we'll put this double bead cap here, and then the big orange bead. But since it's a big orange bead, I'm going to see about looking for my rubber tubing, because I'm thinking we might want some rubber tubing inside here so that it will not be really huge. Okay, so here is our rubber tubing. Getting low on this, I might have to see about finding some more, because I really like this for putting in large hole beads. So what we're going to do is just stuff it in there, hold it in place up there. Then we'll take our clippers and we'll clip right as it comes out of the bead. And then we'll put this back in its baggie. And we'll see if our little rubber spacer piece will go on our coreana chain. And it does. This is a very fine chain. Then we'll put our porcelain bead over the top of that. Bing. And then the next double bead spacer or double bead cap. This guy. Come on, baby, go on there. Oop. Okay, there's the last one, and we'll put this other little crimp thing on there. Now again, I have never used these, so hopefully they'll work the way I want them to. And what I want to do is just decide on the length I want this necklace to be. Then we're going to get this in the middle, and we're going to crimp these two ends. And see how it's just going to be a sweet, delicate little necklace. Now, if I wanted to, because I do have some more beads, as we go up, I could put another set of these on either side, like so. And I might do that to make it look like an sort of illusion type of thing. And we'll see. But the first thing I want to do is see how long I want this to be. I don't think I want it to be any longer than 20 inches, maybe 18 to 20. So, boy, little line, don't get too twisted up. I'm going to this looks about good right here where my thumb is at. I'm gonna put a bead stopper on this side, right where I've got this, and then we're gonna measure it, see how big it is. Come here, you guys, go back up here. Because, like I said, I don't want it to be any longer than 18, 20 inches. And because we still have to put hardware on, and hopefully these little things will hold 2 strands when I put the hardware on. I've heard they will, but I don't know. I haven't tried them yet, so like I said. So that's about 18. Well, no, it's more like 20 because here's the end. But 18, 20 is fine, somewhere in there. So actually it should be like this when I measure it. Doo-doo-doo. It's still somewhere around 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this line right where I've got that going into here. Take this bead stopper off because it's on the other side now. And we're going to gather up our other chains. Come on, untwist yourself there, baby. And I'm going to put it away. Well, as soon as I get it all untwisted, here it is. This is a really delicate, pretty chain, but I was a little concerned about how do you end it. And people just told me either these little guys or like a leather crimp end or something like that, just something to crimp the end so that you can have a loop at the end. So we'll see how this works. Oh, go in, your little turd there. There we go. So there's that. Now what we want to do now is I want to get my chain pretty much even here, and then we want our big orange bead down at the base. Like so. And then we're going to take our pliers, and from what I understand, we just take our pliers and squish that little button in. So we've got to, it doesn't seem to want to squish in. Did it squish? I guess it did because it's not moving. So now we go to the other side and we squish this little button in. Isn't that interesting? Okay, now we see if we're still in the middle, because we may not be because I've wiggled it with it so much. Oh my goodness. I think we're way off the middle now. Dang it. Maybe a bit too much. Well, let's see how long that is. Because we certainly were about an inch different than what we were before. So, well, we're still at 18 or thereabouts. So what I'm going to do is I like this. I think it's pretty. But do we want to put another little section up the edge? And I'm probably going to cut some of this off because obviously it's too long to one side. See how it's looping down that way? So I'm not going to cut it all off because we're going to put some loops and stuff in, but we will cut some of it off. So now we're going to see if I like to have an illusion piece by putting in, come on baby, a little piece here, then Now I need to get another little of the little crimps out and just put that sort of like this. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to like that. So we'll get a couple more of these little crimpers out. Now these are not a cheap date. I will tell you they cost me about $4 for 10 of them. So we want to be so we got to crimp those little guys then. And I'm just going to take the first one and just crimp it wherever I feel looks good. Come on, you. Nope, not that far up. I want you down here. So about right here. Looks good. Roll till I get the button up and get hold of the button and squish. It seems to be holding fine. So we can push this down here. Get hold of our other little guy here. Make sure we get our button. And squish. Now that one went in really nicely. The others don't always seem to be going in so tight, but that one sure did. So I'm going to check these others, see if they can be tightened any. Now for this other side here, I'm going to just put one of these in first. Get it about where I want it compared to our other side here. That looks pretty good. And then, well, maybe we'll take our tape measure here and give it a little bit of a measure, see if that still looks good after we measure it here. Looks like it's not quite 2 3/8. Looks like it needs to come down just a hair's breadth more. Okay, just a that looks pretty good. Now we need to squish that little button. Looks like it's not, it looks like shorter on this side, but we measured it and it was just shy of, and yeah, it's about the same spot, just looks a little different. So now we'll put the other side together here. So this little marguerite, a little spacer, this little one here, a little spacer, our marguerite, and our little crimp. Now we'll get in here and we'll crimp our little crimp again. So we got to get hold of that, get that little button down to where we want it. Get in there with our pliers and squish. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Let's see if we did any damage to anything. Don't appear to have. And is it tight? It is. So that's good. So there is our little necklace. Now the trick is to see if 2 strands of the little coreana chain will go through one of these little crimps. Because if it will, then we'll just do that, do 2 crimps, one on either side, and then we will use some jump rings to put a big jump ring on one side, a little jump ring on the other side, along with a lobster claw. So now let's check this out. I'm not sure it's going to work. Now I have heard it will work, but it's, oh, there it came. It just came through. Okay, so now we want to pull. Ooh, I got a bend in it. We want to pull our wire through. Okay, that's a bigger loop than I want, but we're gonna leave it because it doesn't seem to want to go down any further. So on we go, squish. And I'm going to cut this little tail off as much as I can. There. Now we'll do the same on this side. Come on, baby. Oops, darn it. In you go. Come on, in you go. We know you will because you went through the other side. Come on. There it is, right there. So now let's see if we can work this piece here down so that we just have a loop on this side before we crimp it up. Okay, I think that's as tight as I'm going to try and get it because it's starting to curl the chain up weirdly. So now we'll squish our little pin in. And because I just left a teeny bit of chain there on this side, I don't think I need to put any trim any off. So now I've probably got it down to 16, but maybe not. We'll see. is a little over 16. But now once I put the hardware on, that's going to make it's going to be bigger. So we're going to go for a big jump ring for one side. And a medium jump ring and lobster claw for the other side. Okay, we found some lobster claws here. And now what we want to do is we want to test them before we put them on. This one's working fine. These have springs inside of them, and sometimes the spring just doesn't want to work. It breaks, whatever it does, but then it's not working. So now we have these. And if we wanted, we could put a little extender chain on here too, but I'm not going to, I don't think. You have to have a big enough extender chain for your lobster claw to go in. So if you do decide to use a lobster claw, do try to make sure of that. That button doesn't look like it's in all the way. But it's going as far as it's going. Probably because it's got 2 strands in there. Open this baby up. And put your lobster claw on. Close her up. And hook her up. Now, as you can see, my lobster claw and stuff added a good 1/2 inch to 1 inch here. So we may be just at 18 again. So let's find out, shall we? Still a little shy of 18, but not too much. So it's about a little over 17 maybe. So very delicate, pretty little. I like this. This coreana chain is very interesting. I like it. Though, like I say, you have to have these special closure things for it. Well, though I've been told that you can use other things, but I am not sure of that. So, I will probably try to tighten these up some because, like I said, I'm not sure of them. But I guess we'll find out, won't we? So that was a thank you gift for doing a live sell from SoftFlex Company that we've used here for our little orange beads here. And I think it turned out very pretty. We did use most of our little crimp pieces here, so at 40 cents a piece, that adds up, unfortunately. Like I said, I am going to try and tighten these up some. This one looks good and tight. These are both good and tight too. The ones I worry about the most is, well, that one's looks pretty scooshed in there. Oh, careful, Rose, you'll break something. Now it looks crooked. But I don't think they'll get any tighter, and they feel pretty sturdy. Like I said, I just crookeded this one up a little bit, but it's still pretty tight. So there we go. There's our little necklace. I actually think it's pretty cute. So there we go. There's our pretty little necklace using the coreana chain and the crimps from Bead Box Bargains and the beads from SoftFlex Company, which I got as a free gift from using their doing something on their live sale. And I wasn't sure about these crimps, but they seem to be holding pretty good. And I've given it a couple of tugs, as you can see. So, yeah, that's cute, isn't it? Turned out really cute. I like it a lot. So, I hope you enjoyed making this with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we've been making this adorable little necklace using coreana chain and crimps. I don't remember what these crimps are called. There's a special name for them, but I found them very interesting to use. They seem to be working pretty tight. I have never used them before, or the coreana chain, and I really like the look. I think it looks very pretty and elegant. So there we go. There is our little necklace. Again, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.